Okay, today our topic is design of or simple digital IR filter. Now we discuss analog IR filter. Now today we will discuss digital IR filter, or simple I can say that how to get a digital filter from analog filter. Okay, the conversion process we will discuss today. Okay, so many methods are there to convert a analog filter to digital filter, but in your syllabus, we will discuss only two methods. The first one is impulse invariant transformation. Impulse invariant transformation. And the second one is your bilinear transformation. Okay, so these two methods we will discuss the conversion method. Some other method also there, like approximation of derivatives. Okay, that is your approximation of derivatives. Another method is your the merged Z transformation technique. Merged Z transformation technique. Okay, so four methods are there, but we will discuss only first two, that is impulse invariant transformation, and second one is the bilinear transformation. This two is in your syllabus. Okay, now when you convert an analog signal to digital signal, what is the important thing you have to take care? Okay, what are the important thing you have to take care? That is very, very important. The first is what is the important thing? We can say that the filter must be stable, yes or not? The filter must be stable means the stable means when you are mapping, means when you are converting analog to digital, means you are mapping analog to digital. Okay, so how we can map? We can map that stable analog filter map to stable digital filter, yes or not? That is very, very important. Okay, stable. One line I can say it's a stable analog filter maps to stable digital filter, or we can say that we can convert stable analog to stable digital. Okay, means we can say that when I'm using the word stable, then if you take S-plane, because analog means it's S-plane, S-plane means I can say like this, see, S-plane means it is sigma real and this is j omega. So stable means what? All the poles must lie left hand side of the S-plane, yes or not? Then only it is stable. Okay, a system is said to be stable if all the poles lie left hand side of the S-plane. Okay, now means if you think about digital, let I'm explaining that domain. When it will stable if poles lie inside the unit circle, yes or not? Then only it is stable. Means when you will do mapping, first you have to check the stability. That is very, very important. Means all the cases. All the cases means we can say that people two way. The first is the j omega axis must map to z plane. Okay, this is the z plane. This j omega axis maps to z plane or circle of radius 1, and this and what more, and this left hand side pole must maps to inside of the unit circle. These two things are very, very important. Okay, then only we can convert an analog filter to a digital. If this thing's not satisfied, then what will happen? Then if this thing's not satisfied, then we cannot get a stable digital filter. So this is very, very important. Okay, means all conditions, or means we can say simply that j omega axis must be mapped to Z plane, and all the poles of left hand side must be mapped to inside the unit circle. And if you want to say in all way, we can say that all right hand side pole, it must map to what? Our right hand side pole must map to poles outside of the unit circle. Because you know that when the poles lie right hand side, it is an unstable system. Same means unstable pole maps to unstable pole in the Z plane. And you all people know that when poles lie outside of the unit circle, then also it is a unstable system. Okay, means that j omega axis must map to Z plane of, or you can say that the unit circle of radius 1 inside pole, or you can say that the poles left hand side of j omega S domain must map to poles inside the unit circle, and poles outside the j omega, poles right hand side of the j omega axis must map to poles outside of the unit circle. Okay, this thing we have to take care. Clear? Okay. Now we will discuss the first method, that is impulse invariant technique. That is very, very important. Try to understand. Impulse invariant technique. Okay. Now in the impulse invariant technique for mapping, we have to map what? We have to map S domain to Z domain. Yes or not? Means we want to convert analog to digital. Means we are mapping S domain to Z domain. For that, they are using equation Z equals to e to power st. Okay, I will use this equation to map S domain to Z domain. Get it? Now, what is Z? We can say, you all people know Z equals to R e to power j small omega. See this small omega I am using for digital domain, and capital omega what we use for Butterworth-Chebyshев, that is for analog domain, equals to e to power what is S? S is sigma plus j capital omega multiply this t. What is this t? T is the sampling period. Yes or not? How we will convert analog to digital? Obviously, with the help of sampling. With the help of sampling, we can convert analog to digital. For that purpose, this is S domain. Intentionally taken one sampling period t. Okay. Now, if you compare both sides, what you will get? Means that is R e to power j omega equals to e to power sigma t multiply e to power j omega t. Now, if you compare both sides, you will get R equals to e to power sigma t, and this small omega equals to capital omega multiply t. This is important. Okay, this relation you got. R equals to e to power sigma t. What is R? R is the radius of the circle. Okay, radius of the unit circle, simple. And this omega is the angle. Yes or not? Omega is the angle. Now, how we can define? See, the real part of the pole, because see, this sigma is the real part, yes or not? If you take S equals to sigma plus j omega, then real part of S is sigma, and what is imaginary part of S? It is capital omega. Now, means S means we can say pole. Okay, now the real part of S or real part of analog pole, we can say real part of analog pole which which maps to what radius of the circle. Yes, sir. Or we can say that real part of analog pole maps to what radius of digital pole. Yes or not? Agree? Or we can say that
Yes,
the real part of analog pole determine the radius of the jet plane pole. Agree or not? Real part of analog pole, that is sigma, determines what determines the radius. See, it is a radius, yes or not? Determines the radius of the jet plane pole or digital pole. Okay. And what next? What is the part? And imaginary part determines the what? Angle of the digital pole. Yes or not? See, here omega is the angle. If you see, here omega is the angle. This omega is determined by the capital omega t, means imaginary part of the analog pole. Yes or not? All of you?
yes,
Agree or
sir.
not? CND. Huh? Imaginary part of analog pole determines or we can say detects determines what? The angle. See, omega is the angle of digital pole. Yes, sir. Now it is very clear. Now this real part determines the radius of the jet plane pole, that is the digital pole, and imaginary part it is determines the what? Angle of digital pole. Okay. Now we will see the mapping. How we can do the mapping. If you see the mapping, now what we got R equals to e to power sigma t and omega equals to big omega t. Okay. Now first condition case I will take if sigma equals to 0. Okay. If you take sigma equals to 0, then what will happen? Now, this is your sigma, this is your j omega, that is your S plane, and this is your Z plane. Okay. Now see, if sigma equals to 0, then it's j omega axis, yes or not? The imaginary axis. You all people know that j omega axis, for j omega axis, sigma equals to 0. Okay. So means sigma equals 0 means completely this j omega axis. Then if sigma equals to 0, then what is the value of R? R equals to e to power 0. So this is capital T, not small t. Okay, e to power 0 multiply t. What is the value? Equals to 1. Yes or not? Means what do people understand? We can understand that j omega axis maps to what? The surface of the unit circle in the Z plane. Okay. And any pole in the j omega axis means what? If the poles lie on the j omega axis means the system is what type of system this is? Anyone? What type of system? If
Marginally stable, sir.
It is marginal. Very
Marginally
good.
stable.
Marginal stable system. Now see, the poles lie on the j omega axis. It is a marginal stable system. Now poles lie on the surface of the z plane, means unit circle. What type of system this is? Yes. If poles lie on the surface of the unit circle, what type of system? Again, it is a marginal stable. Yes or not? Again, it is a marginal stable. Now see, means a marginal stable in S domain maps to marginal stable in the Z domain. Or you can say that the complete J omega axis maps to what? The surface of the unit circle. Okay, means if this is a pole P, same pole, it maps to same pole. Now the pole P lies on the J omega axis. This is on the surface of the unit circle. Okay, sorry. Okay, this is the radius, and if this is omega 1, then this is your omega 1 t angle. Okay, clear? Similarly, we can say that this pole also, one pole here, it will map somewhere here. Yes or not? Angle 0. Now, this marginal stable system in S domain maps to marginal stable in the Z domain, or we can say that the J omega axis in the S domain maps to surface of the unit circle, or maps to Z plane, a circle of radius 1. So first condition satisfied. Okay, clear? Yes or not? Agree?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we'll go to second case. What is the second case? Case 2, if sigma less than 0. Okay, same r equals to e to power sigma t and omega equals to capital omega t, and we are discussing impulse invariant method. Okay, that is very important. If sigma equals 0 means what? It is left hand side. Yes or not? This complete right hand side sigma is positive, left hand side sigma is a negative. So when sigma less than 0 means, what is the meaning? Poles lie left hand side of S plane. Yes, sir. Now, if sigma less than 0, then what is the value of r? It must be, it is a less than 1. Yes or not? Obviously, it is a less than 1. Okay. Means just to put here some negative value, what will get? R equals to e to power minus sigma t. That is 1 by e to power sigma t. Okay. And if you take this value, this value, then it is a less than 1. Okay. 1 by something. 1 by some positive value. Okay. Yes or not? You can take any value of sigma. You can take any value of sigma 1 to whatever value, it will be less than 1. Okay, means what you understand? Again, see, r sigma less than 0 means the poles lies on the left hand side, and here you are getting r is less than 1 means the pole is inside the unit circle. Okay, or the pole left hand side of S plane maps to inside of the circle of radius r. Okay, get it? So this is the mapping. Now, if pole lies left hand side of the S plane, then what type of system it is? Yes? What type of system?
Stable system.
It is a stable system. And poles lie inside the unit circle. What type of system?
Stable.
It is stable. Means stable in S domain maps to stable in the Z domain. Okay. Clear? Same thing. If this is sigma, if you say this is a omega 1, then obviously if you plot a line like this, okay, this is the radius, and this is your omega 1 t. Okay, angle. Okay. Similarly, any pole you can take any pole on left hand side, it will be somewhere here or here. Okay, it will be mapped, or here you can say, no problem. So poles lie left hand side of a S-plane maps to in poles lies inside the unit circle. So stable filter in more stable system in analog domain maps to stable system in the digital domain. Okay. Now only last case left. What is the last case, sir? Yes, sir. I can say case 3. If sigma greater than 0, say R equals to towards sigma t, omega is a capital omega t. Obviously, sigma greater than 0 means right hand side. Yes or not? Because left hand side is sigma less than 0. This complete right hand side, any pole in the right hand side like this. Okay. Now simple. If you put sigma greater than 0, then R equals to e to some positive value greater than 0. Let sigma equals to 1, 2, whatever you will take. Sigma t, and if you take t equals to 1, then obviously what will happen? R also must be greater than 1. Yes or not? For example, if you take sigma equals to 1 and t equals to 1, then it is a e to power 1. E to power 1 means 2 point something, na? It is a greater than 1. Okay. Clear? Yes or not? Now,
Yes, sir.
the poles lie in the right hand side. Then what type of system this is? Unstable system.
Unstable system.
And obviously, when R is greater than 1 means poles lie in the outside of the jet plane or outside of the circle, unit circle. Yes or not? When poles lie outside of the unit circle, then it is also unstable system. Yes, sir. So, unstable in analog domain maps to unstable in the digital domain. Yes or not? This is your S-plane, this is your jet plane, and this is the mapping. Poles in the outside will maps outside means right hand side of S-plane will maps right hand side of the outside of the unit circle. Okay, means now all the three conditions satisfied. Then what I can say? I can say that my mapping is proper. Yes or not? My mapping is proper. Agree, all of you? Yes or not? Now this mapping is
Yes,
proper.
sir.
Okay. Now this mapping is proper means you have to remember this. This R equals to 8 bar sigma t. Okay. And this small omega means angular frequency in digital domain equals to capital omega multiply t. This is very important. Okay. Clear. Now, how to design a digital filter? Now, I will say the simple trick. Now, you know how to find the transfer function of an analog filter. Yes or not? You all people know H of S. We read Butterworth and Chebyshev. Agree? Yes or not? Hello?
Yes.
Just we read now Butterworth Chebyshev. You know how to find the transfer function of an analog low pass filter. Now, what to do? Simple. Find inverse Laplace transform. Find inverse Laplace transform. Then what will we get? H of t. Okay, impulse response in continuous time domain. After that, what to do? Next step is a simple replace t equals to nt. Okay, same analog to digital conversion. Then we'll get a impulse response in the discrete domain h of n equals to h of nt. After that, simple process. Find that transform of h of n. That is equals to summation of n minus infinity to plus infinity h of n z to power minus n. That transform h of n means this is your H of Z is converted now. Yes or not? Now we have analog domain transfer function, means filter transfer function. Now finally we got a digital domain. Yes or not? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. This is the process for impulse invariant technique. But in this method, one problem is there. We will discuss the problem. This is a method how to find. But one disadvantage is there. Okay, I will discuss the disadvantage. What is the disadvantage? The disadvantage is this is not one-to-one mapping. Okay, this is not one-to-one mapping. Means what do you mean? The meaning is one pole in S domain not maps one pole in the Z domain. It is a multiple to one mapping. Okay, it is not one to one mapping. It is multiple, means it is a many to one mapping. This is the problem. Now question arises, how it is many to one mapping. Okay, no doubt it is satisfy all the three conditions, means stable, margin stable and unstable in the analog domain. It maps to same stable, unstable and margin stable in the digital domain. But the problem is the single pole in the S domain not maps a single pole in the Z domain. I will show you how. Let I am taking two poles in the S domain. Let S1 equals to sigma plus j omega. This is one pole. Okay. Let another pole is S2 equals to let sigma plus j. It is omega plus 2 pi by t. Okay. Let's I'm taking this two pole. Clear? Now, obviously, one-to-one mapping means what? What the meaning? One-to-one mapping means for S1 we will get Z1 and S2 we will get Z2 and Z1 must be different from Z2. Yes or not? Now, what is Z1? Z1 is e to power S1t. Then what will get? E to power sigma plus j omega t. That is e to power sigma t multiply e to power j omega t. Now find Z2. Now find Z2. What is Z2? Z2 is e to power S2t. Then it is e to power sigma plus j omega plus 2 pi by t whole multiply t. Then what will get? E to power sigma t. Okay. Then this is what? Multiply e to power j omega plus 2 pi by t multiply t. That is e to power sigma t multiply e to power j, this omega multiply t, that is omega t multiply e to power j 2 pi by t multiply t. It is e to power j 2 pi. Then what is the value of e to power j 2 pi? Yes? What is the value of e to power j 2 pi?
1, sir.
1. Then this is your e to power sigma t multiply e to power j omega t. Now see Z1, Z2, both are same or different? Yes? Both are same or different?
Same, sir.
Same. But it must be different, no? Yes or not? Because S1, S2 is two different poles in analog domain. But when you are using this mapping, Z equals to e to power st, we are getting same pole, yes or not? In the digital domain. Means, what you can say? We can say like this, see, if I do like this, okay, this is like pi by t. This is minus pi by t. Okay, then let this is your 3 by t. This is minus 3 by t. Okay, now this is your sigma. This is above is j omega axis. Okay, j omega. Now, what do people got? I will show you here. See, let you take one pole like this. Let this is your pole. Okay, S1. This is one pole. Okay, then what is another pole? Another pole is it's say real part is same, but the imaginary part omega plus 2 pi by t. So this pi by t, 3 pi by t, 2 pi by t difference now. So I can take one pole here. Okay, and this difference is 2 pi by t. This is S2. Okay. Now what is the problem? What is the problem that I'm taking here like this? The problem is now this S1 maps one pole like this here. Now this S1 maps one pole like this. This is your Z1. And what you got? You got that this S2 also maps same Z1, yes or not? Because Z1 equals to Z2. We got already. Since Z1 equals to Z2, so what is happening? See, this S1, S2 to different pole, but it is mapping to single pole in the Z domain. Yes or not? Z domain, this is real part of Z, we can take, and this is like imaginary part of Z. Agree or not, all of you?
Yes, sir.
So what is the meaning? The meaning is when multiple pole in analog domain maps to single pole in the Z domain, then aliasing is happening. Yes or not? The aliasing effect comes into the picture. Whenever two poles of difference 2 pi by t in analog domain or multiple of 2 pi by t, yes or not? If you take multiple also, it will work. If you take 2 pi m by t, then finally you will get here 2 pi m, and 2 pi m also equals to 1. Okay, so I need to pole in the S domain with the difference of imaginary part 2 pi by t m, then it's mapping same pole in the Z domain. Okay, means aliasing effect comes into the picture. Okay, clear? So this is the advantage. So this is many to one mapping, many to one mapping. And what is the problem? Problem is since multiple pole in the j omega axis is mapping to single pole in the Z domain, then its aliasing effect comes to the picture. Okay, and to avoid this aliasing effect, we have to restrict the pole. See, this is very important. To avoid this aliasing effect, we have to restrict the pole in the region of minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2 only. Okay, means if any pole lies in the region of minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, then obviously, what is the difference between minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2? It's 2 pi by t, na? Yes or not? Now, if any pole lies in the region minus pi by 2 plus pi by 2, it will map a single pole in the Z domain. Yes or not? And when any pole lies above or below the, if any pole lies above or below this pi by t or minus pi by t, outside of this range, it will map what same pole or aliasing effect will come into the picture. Getting or not? Yes.
Yes, sir.
It's very simple concept because if you take 1000 pole inside this region, no problem. If you take 1000 pole also, no problem, because the gap between less than 2 pi by t. Yes or not? Because the gap itself, complete gap between minus pi by t to plus pi by t is 2 pi by t. So in this region, if you take 1000 pole also, it will map or the mapping is 1 to 1. But if you take outside any pole, outside of this pi by t or above this pi by t or below this minus pi by t, then what will happen? If you take above here, then obviously, then it must, if you take the 2 pi by t difference, then one pole will come here. Yes or not? Then what will happen? This let pole 1 and pole 2 will map to same pole in the Z domain. Similarly, if you take below this minus pi by t one pole, that this is P3, then simple if you add 2 pi by t, then obviously it will come like this one pole here, this P4. Again, this P3, P4 will map to same pole in the Z domain. Yes or not? The pole must not lie above or below of this region. Okay, or you can say that this is your primary strip or primary region. This is very, very important. You have to understand primary strip or primary region. Then for impulse invariant technique, all the poles must lie inside this primary region. Yes or not? All of you agree or not? Otherwise, aliasing effect will come into the picture. Aliasing effect means
Hello. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Hello. Hello, sir.
my voice audible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, because of network connectivity, it's over.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay, I think that is also gone. No problem. Now people understand now? Yes or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is very simple concept, and the concept is what for impulse invariant technique, all the pole in the S domain must lie in the region minus pi by t to plus pi by t. Yes or not? Otherwise, aliasing effect will come to the picture. Clear? This is the primary region. The all pole, okay. The all pole must lie in this region. Okay. Yes. Okay. Because if it will lie above or below this region, then it will multiple pole will match to single pole in the Z domain. That is important. Okay. If a number of poles lie inside this region, no problem. This is one pole. This is another pole. If you take a thousand number of poles, if you take also, no problem. But if any pole lies above, then it's a problem, or lies below, also it is a problem. Okay, this is the disadvantage of impulse invariant technique. Okay, now steps already said how to design. What is the process? Process is first to find the analog transfer function if not given h of s. Okay, after that take inverse Laplace transform. You will get h of t. After that, what? Simple put t equals to nt. you will get h of n. H of n equals to h of nt. Then simple find z transform of h of n. You will get h of z over. Get it? If it is given, it's okay. If not given, then you have to find by using either Butterworth filter or a Chebyshev filter. Clear? Now I will solve one problem. See, I will take one simple example. Okay. For analog transfer function, h of s equals to 2 divided by s plus 1 multiply s plus 2. Determine h of z. Determine h of z by using impulse invariant technique. By using impulse invariant technique or method, assume t equals to 1. Assume t equals to 1. How will you do? It's very simple. H of s equals to 2 by s plus 1 multiply s plus 2. Then what to do? Partial fraction. Yes or not? You will do partial fraction. Do it, the partial fraction. What will you get? C1 by s plus 1 plus C2 by s plus 2. Then what is the value of C1? It is a 2 by, it is a minus 1 plus 2. Simple partial fraction. It is a 2. What is C2? C2 equals to 2 by minus 2 plus 1. That is a minus 2. Okay. Then what is h of s? H of s equals to C1 is 2 by s plus 1 and C2 is minus 2. That is a minus 2 by s plus 2. Okay. Then what is h of t? Yes. Inverse Laplace transform. You know that Laplace of e to the power minus at ut equals to 1 by s plus a. Then what is h of t? Yes, 2 e to the power minus t u of t minus 2 e to the power minus 2t u of t. Okay. Now what is the next step? Next step is find h of n. H of n is h of how to find it? Unless this is h of s, all hs is there, no? Okay, no problem. How to find h of n? H of n is h of t or t equals to n t. What is the value of capital T? Capital T is 1. Simple h of n equals to h of t or t equals to simple n. Now h of t is with you. Now put t equals to n. What will you get? If you put t equals to n, you will get h of n equals to 2 e to the power minus n u of n minus 2 e to the power minus 2n u of n. Then find the z transform. Now find the z transform. What formula people will use? Z transform. Yes.
Summation h of n.
Simple. Z transform of a to power n u of n. What is the formula? Z by Z minus a. Yes or not? Use this formula. Then what will get? H of Z. H of Z equals to 2Z by Z minus a means what the value of a here? Yes? Yes, sir. E inverse minus 2Z divided by Z minus what is the value of a? E to power minus 2. Yes or not? E to power minus 2. So this is your answer. Huh? Got all of you? Yes or not? Are you in doubt? Yes, all of you?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Huh? It's very simple. Okay. Can you do same way? Another question? Section C and D, all of you got it now? Shravya? Yes or not?
Yes, sir.
Akhil? Got it or not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Understood.
Same. Clear? Now same way, I will discuss another problem. If h of s equals to, okay, just I'm taking some random problem. If h of s equals to, let s plus a divided by s plus a whole square plus b square. Okay, then find h of z by using impulse invariant technique. Okay, let t equals to 1. Same process. Find first inverse Laplace transform. What is the inverse Laplace transform of h of s? Anyone? Laplace transform of e to power minus at cos bt u of t cos bt u of t equals to s plus a divided by s plus a whole square plus b square. How you got this? From the property Laplace of e to power minus at x of t equals to x of s plus a Laplace of e to power at x of t equals to x of s minus a. These are the formulas. Okay, Laplace of cos bt u of t is s by s square plus b square. Laplace of so many. Just you want to go to the formula. Sin bt ut is b by s square plus b square. Huh? Just you want to go through the Laplace transform so that we get all these formulas. It is required. Now, can you tell me what is h of t? Yes.
E power minus 80
E to power minus 80
cos bt u of t.
cos bt u of t. Then what is h of n? Simple replace t by nt. H of n is
E power minus
h of t. Simple replace t by nt. Yes, e to power minus an, yes or not? Because capital T is 1, cos bn u of n. Now what is the Z transform? Again, first unit people did Z transform of r to power n cos of omega 0 n u of n. What is the formula? Formula is Z multiply Z minus r cos omega 0 divided by Z square minus 2rz cos omega 0 plus r square. Otherwise, you will just once go through that transform. Okay, already people reading the first unit and the sequence system. Now, what is the value of r here? Yes. What is
E
the value?
inverse. E power minus a.
R is e to the power minus a. And what is the value of omega 0?
B.
Omega 0 is b. Now simple, replace r by e to the power minus a, omega 0 by b, you will get the answer. Okay. Yes or not? Got it? Amruta, yes or not? Yes? Amruta? Absent? Okay. Sandeep, present or not? Sandeep.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Got it or not?
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. All right, sir.
Okay. Okay, all section, student. Section C and D. Clear or anyone having doubt? No?
Yes.
Now same. Yes, sir. Yes? Okay. Clear? Now same way, you can do another.
Sir,
Yes, anyone having doubt?
sir, first you have said only, first we have to check the stability. No?
Yes, yes.
First we have to check stability, or we can do directly problem.
No. See, simple. The mapping is stable or not, that I first I proved. Yes or not? And the mapping is it's a
Stable.
proper mapping. Yes or not? When you are mapping from one domain to another domain, you have to check the validity of mapping. First, we check the mapping is proper mapping or valid mapping. Yes or not? Now, if they will question means
Yes.
at that time not required to check, because the examiner who will give question, he given already that you find a digital transfer function using IIT means he must give a stable system. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So not
Yes.
required to check stability. Because its mapping is proper. The stable, unstable, that is the secondary case. Mapping is proper means only the problem is the poles must lie minus pi by t to plus pi by t. Yes or not?
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, aliasing effect comes into the picture. Okay.
Yes.
Getting or not? Huh?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, sorry, 30. Huh? Get it? Okay. Now, if we take another question, let h of s equals to let 10 divided by s square plus 7s plus 10. The same question. Okay. Find Z transform means find the digital filter response h of z by using impulse invariant technique. For t equals to, you can take any value, just let t equals to 0.2 or 1, anything you can take. Huh? Can you do? That is h of s equals to 10 by See, s square plus 7s plus 10 means how can write it? S plus
S
5
plus 5 into
S plus 5 into S plus 2.
2, yes or not? After
Yes,
that, simple partial function C1 by S plus 5 plus C2 by S plus 2. Then find the value of C1, C2. You find it. Then what will get? H of t equals to C1 e to the power minus 5t u of t plus C2 e to the power minus 2t. You find the value of C1, C2. Or if you want, I will find no problem. What is C1? C1 is 10 by minus 5 plus 2. Yes or not? That is minus 10 by 3. What is C2? C2 is 10 by minus 2 plus 5. Okay. That is 10 by 3. Okay. This is the value of C1, C2. You just replace it. Then what is H of? You take the t equals to 0.2. What is H of n? C1 e to the power minus simple, what to do? Replace t by nt. Replace t by n multiply capital T. That is 0.2n. Then what will get? 5 multiply 0.2 means 1. E to the power minus n u of n plus this is C2 e to the power minus 0.4n u of n. Then simple find Z transform. If you find Z transform, what will get? H of Z equals to C1 Z divided by Z minus e to the power minus 1 plus C2 Z divided by Z minus e to the power minus 0.4. Okay, just put the value of C1, C2 and do the simplification. Okay, I am not doing simplification, means just multiply. How to do simplification is very easy. Simple. Multiply this to this plus multiply this to this, then multiply this to divided by, and do the simplification part. Clear? Yes or not?
Yes, sir.
Sometimes they will not give transfer function. Okay, that also will do later. Sometimes they will give the specification what you got now in the Butterworth filter, Chebyshev filter. Sometimes they will give specification and they will ask you to design. That part also will do. Don't worry. Last one, homework question for you people. Just write H of S equals to 5 divided by SQ plus 6S square plus 11S plus 6. Okay. Find H of Z using impulse invariant technique for sampling period T equals to 1 second. Okay, you try this.